All right, now that our steering wheel has been sitting here for approximately 2 hours, what we're going to do, we're going to pull the tape off very easily. And I want to show you that as I pull it off. You'll kind of get the idea why we use tape. It's hard to do it at this angle, but you kind of see what's going on. All right. So using tape actually holds it in place and forms it to where you want it. Now, we're not ready to sand this yet. I'm just letting everybody know. We're just taking the tape off so the epoxy glue can breathe. So the tape is wrapped all the way around this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut the tape and then I'll be able to peel it off, see? Just like that. And if you plan on doing this yourself, I will say take caution, because I actually make it look easier than it is. Once we actually repair the steering column, then we will proceed into paint. So we're going to restore this all the way from start to finish, and we're going to get it done right. You can see what the carburetor cleaner did to the steering wheel when we cleaned it off, so it really sterilizes it good. You got to be quick with the carb cleaner, and the reason you got to be quick is because even that, with this being 70-year-old plastic, 60-year-old plastic, even that will deteriorate and eat the plastic, so you got to be quick. Now, if you don't get the tape off all the way, that's okay, because we're going to be sanding this, and when we sand it, it will remove the tape as we sand. So, but we are at the stage right now where we got to let this dry overnight. Sometimes to restore a steering wheel, it's a 2 or 3 or 4 day process. That doesn't mean that it's going to take 2 or 3 or 4 days worth of labor. It's just a process that says drying time. We got to let that dry and cure 100%. So what we'll do is we're going to let this cure, and then here's a good angle out of it right here that you can see what I've already done. So I'm thinking tomorrow morning we'll come back to this. I don't want to rush it, but you can see how it filled in all the way around. All right, here's one right here. Here's our back side. So you kind of get the idea of what's going on here. This glue that I used, it's very, very good, and sometimes it dries quick and sometimes it dries slow. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be dry, and we'll get her done and do it right, because if you're not doing it right, you definitely aren't doing it at all.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Okay, we are back on our steering wheel, and I'm actually working on it. I started working on it as we were turning the camera on, and what I'm doing is I am now in the process of sanding all of our epoxy filler / glue. You can kind of see that right there. And I'm using 36 grit to start out with. Now, another tool that I got is I got this rasp. And the reason I got this rasp is if you look at the steering wheel, you can see the finger notches that are molded out. And wherever I had an issue where there was a finger mold, I'm taking my rasp And I'm cleaning that out. And all that is a round rasp. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and feather it out a little bit. And I'm just going to make sure that I get it where it's all molded and has that finger rasp in it, that finger slot. This is the best thing that I found to do this with, is this rasp. I've actually tried, and I brought one out here to show you, I've actually tried files, and files work really good, but the rasp actually cuts it down a lot quicker. Now, another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this burring tool, and this is a variable speed grinder that I have, and I'm just going to take that burring tool and I'm just going to lightly hit it. Just to knock it off. Just like that. All I'm doing is using my burring tool to cut it down and to eliminate the glue, the excess glue that we have built up on the steering wheel. And I think, now that I think about it, I think where we left off before, the tape was still on it. So you can kind of see that I've removed the tape. And by using the tape, you can also see that it molds itself to here and fills it in very, very nicely by using the tape. We're going to go ahead and put some safety glasses on and also our ear protection. And then I'm just going to take my burring tool and I'm going to start leveling all these spots out, all these little spots where I had to do my fill-in work. Okay, so what we've done is we went ahead and removed all the excess glue off of our steering wheel, and now it's time to go ahead and start hand sanding that. Now, when we first came back, I showed you that I was using a piece of 36 grit, and I forgot to explain myself. Why I was using a 36 grit is to show you that if you don't have air tools and rasps and all that, that you're going to have to rely on hand sanding to get this all molded and done properly. So now that we've used our air tools on our product and we got it looking pretty good, we got rid of all of our cracks, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my 36 grit again, and now I'm literally going to go ahead and sand. You can see right there, I'm going to sand the steering wheel. And the only thing I'm going to do with the 36 grit, I'm just going to get it back in shape. I'm going to form it to where it needs to be. Okay, I've taken my 36 grit, and let me go ahead and get just a little bit more right here, because we're not done. Right here. Those little knuckle areas, sometimes they have to be feathered out. All right, so what we've done is we went ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around, and we have filled in every single crack that we found on our steering wheel. It came out really, really nice. We feathered everything out, we got it all moved down. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 80 grit. We are going to take some 80 grit sandpaper, and I am going to sand this whole steering wheel with 80 grit. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm blending everything that I sanded with 36 grit into the 80 grit. And this is a very important step. Using your 80 grit on the steering wheel is a very important step. This has got to be done. The older the steering wheel is, the more, what can we say, scum and filth and dirt is going to be on that steering wheel. I see right here we got a little divot. We're going to take our 80 grit to feather that out, and that's where one of those cracks were. I'm going to find my other one. I'm going to take some 80 grit and I'm going to feather it out just like that. Here's another one. We got another one right here. This steering wheel had more cracks in it than I thought. I didn't realize it had this many, to be honest with you. Huh. And then here's another one. And some steering wheels are not restorable. I mean, it's just, it's impossible to restore one that has been cracked to the extreme that there's not even any knuckles left, and it's so brittle that it falls apart. So not every single steering wheel is restorable, but a lot of them are. You'd be surprised at some of the steering wheels I've restored. Okay, one more thing that I'm going to do before I do my final prep job on this to finish out the restoration is I am going to take a wire wheel and my safety glasses, and I am going to clean out all of the knuckles around the steering wheel. Okay, I found a few imperfections, and this is only where I filled it. I still need to round these knuckles off just a little more to blend them in where I did my fill work. And then I think we'll be ready to go to the next stage. All right. We're going to take our Scotch-Brite, and I'm using a red Scotch-Brite, and I am going to Scotch-Brite that steering wheel very nicely. I'm going to polish that steering wheel up and get all of the rough and imperfectional shit off it that I can. That was left behind from sanding it. Another reason we're using the Scotch-Brite is to get in all of these hard to reach places with sandpaper to remove all the grease and gunk off of our plastic. All right, and there you go. That is a professionally prepped up steering wheel. Hold on right here. There we go. Okay. And we are now ready to move on to the next step, which is actually putting this in polyester primer. Now, this steering wheel isn't as bad as some of them, so we won't be using polyester primer on this, but what we will be using 2K urethane primer. Now, before I apply my primer to this, I will go ahead and thoroughly clean this with lacquer thinner or not wax and grease remover, rubbing alcohol. We're not going to sit here and watch me do all that and prime it. Let me get this thing primed up. We'll be back as we're restoring an old antique classic steering wheel for a 1968 Mustang. But the procedure that I'm showing you works on basically everything. The real key and the trick is to use the right epoxy glue. The epoxy glue or the epoxy filler is your main key. I mean, you can already see that this steering wheel already looks a million times better.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.